Let's go to page 171, and this is lesson 3.4. This lesson is to find and use slopes of lines. So again, we covered this in Algebra 1, so this is kind of review. Okay. So slope, the definition of slope is a ratio of the vertical, the change in or rise, okay, over run. Okay. Now, if you don't remember which is which, okay, just remember, use common sense. Okay, imagine when you rise, what direction you go when you rise? Imagine you're sitting down, so when you rise, you go up, right? And when you run, which way did you run? You run sideways, right? So again, you don't run up, okay, you run sideways. Okay, and you rise, you go up when you rise, right? So you don't rise sideways, okay? So that's how you can remember rise is y and run is the x. Okay, and the slope is rise over run. Okay. And to help you remember it, again, here are some tricks to memorize things. You make up like a story to help you remember. So like over here, you rise, then you run, right? You have to rise before you run, okay? Imagine you're sitting down. If you're going to run, you have to rise and then run, right? So that's how you remember. Slope is rise over run, and that is the change in y over change in x, okay? So this distance is y2 minus y1. See the difference? The difference is the distance. So you got y2 minus y1, that's the distance, okay? You got x2 minus x1, that's your distance, okay? So definition of the distance is you subtract the endpoint, use an endpoint minus the initial point, okay? Use one point minus the other point, okay? So over here, the key concept. Slope of line in the coordinate plane. And negative slope is when you're going down. Remember, you read from left to right. So as you go from left to right, if it's going downhill, that means it's negative slope. Okay, negative slope means you're going downhill as you go from left to right. Positive slope is when you go up. So this is positive slope. This is negative slope. Okay, so zero slope is when you're horizontal. Zero slope is flat. Okay, so slope of zero. Undefined slope is when you have vertical, just like when you have cliff. Okay. Now, do not use the word no slope. Okay. Do not say no slope because that's kind of ambiguous. What do you mean by no slope? Okay. When there's no slope, does it mean it's flat or does it mean that? Okay. It all depends on the usage, so it's very confusing. So do not use no slope. If it's flat, say zero. If it's vertical, say it's undefined. Okay. So only use those two terms. Okay. Where there's zero or undefined. Do not use no slope, okay, because that's very ambiguous and it's kind of confusing. Okay, so finding the slope of line in the coordinate plane. Now, it's very nice when you have graph paper. When you have graph paper, right, you can instead of using the algebra, you can do it many ways. One way is to using the formula and you substitute a number. Another way is just go and count the squares, okay? So over here, okay, remember it's rise over run. So from here to here, you go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So you go up 4, go over 2. So it'd be 4 over 2. So this is the slope of 2. Okay. Now over here you go down 2, right? So when you go down, it's negative. So from here to here, again, you always go from left to right. Okay. When you try to calculate the slope, when you're using this, okay, it's better. It's less confusing and it's better if you go from the left to right. So if you can go in, you can choose any 2 points, but you want to choose a nice point. So from here to here, so you go down 2, right? You always go up and down first, right? Because it's a y over x, so you have to go up and down first. So it'd be negative 2 because it's going down, so it's negative. So it'd be negative 2 over 2, so therefore the slope is negative 1. And notice you also can go down like this, right? So it's negative 1 over 1. So you can use this point and this point. Okay, so it'd be negative 1 over 1, so the slope is negative 1. This one you can go from here to here. So go up 2 over 1. Now, so you go up 2, so 2 over 1, so slope is positive 2. And this one is slope is 0. This slope is infinite, right? Or undefined. Okay. So again, if you use your formula, so the blue line, you can choose any 2 points. Okay. So they use this point minus it, which is perfectly fine. Here you can make this as y2, y1, or you can use y1, y2. It does not matter. As long as you be consistent. If you make this point 1, then this would be x1, y1. and this would be x2, y2. If you make this point 1, then this would be x1, y1, and this would be x2, y2. Okay, as long as you decide which is 1, which is point 1, which is point 2, stick with it. Okay, don't switch the coordinates. Okay, so over here, they make this as, they make, let's see, they use this as point 2. Okay, so they got 4, so you got 4 minus 2 over 6 minus 8, right? So you can y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you end up with 2 over negative 2 give you negative 1. Okay, so same thing over here. Okay, they use the red line. Okay, so you can choose any 2 points. So they use this one as 2. So you got 6. So you got 4 minus 0. So 4 minus 0 over 6 minus 6. You got 4 over 0. So it's undefined. Okay, comparing slopes. Okay, it says when 2 lines intersect in the coordinate plane, the steeper the line has a slope with a greater absolute value. Okay, so we're not talking about positive negative. Okay, just ignore the positive negative. By just looking at the number, the line is more vertical than it has a higher number. Okay, let's go over postulate. Slope of the parallel line. Okay, so it says in the coordinate plane, 2 non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they have the same slope. Now notice it says if and only if, right? If and only if, remember this is called a biconditional. That means you can go forward is true and backward is also true. So in other words, if 2 lines are parallel, they will have the same slope, and vice versa. If two lines have the same slope, they are parallel. Okay, and over here, slope of perpendicular line. Okay, in the coordinate plane, 2 non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of their slope is negative 1. Okay, so if the product of their slope is negative 1, then they are perpendicular line. Okay. Now, sometimes people kind of not familiar with these. Okay, when you're doing the calculation, most of the time you use the negative reciprocal. Okay, so let's say if this slope is, I'm just using a number. Okay, if this slope equal to 2 over 3, okay, let's say the red line, the slope equal to 2 over 3, then the blue line will be negative 3 over 2. Right, it's negative reciprocal. So change the sign and flip it over. So again, 2 over 3. If this is 2 over 3, then this would be negative 3 over 2. Okay. So again, if the perpendicular, then slope will be negative reciprocal of each other, or when you multiply together, it gives you a negative 1. Okay. Find the slope of each line. Find the slope of each line and which lines are parallel. So again, you can count the square, right? So again, this one you can see go up 4 over 1. So this is 4 over 1. So this slope equal to 4. This one, again, you go up 4 over 1. So this slope is also 4. This one, if you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. So this slope is 5. So the red and blue both are 4 over 1. So these two are parallel. This one is not. Okay. So again, you can use a formula, or you can just count the square, right? 4 over 1. Okay, 4 over 1, 5 over 1. See that? Okay, or you can just use a number. So like this over here, the blue line, they use this minus that. So you got 0 minus 4 over negative 3 minus negative 2. Okay, so you got negative 4 over negative 1 equal to 4. Okay. So again, you can use the formula, use the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, which is same when you use count the square. Okay, just go 4 over 1, 4 over 1. This is 5 over 1. See that? Okay. Okay. Let's go to example 3. It says 9H passing through 3, 0 and 7, 6. Okay. So again, if you use a graph paper, go and plot those 2 points. Use a ruler, draw the line. Okay. Graph the line perpendicular to H. that pass through 2, 5. Okay? So here's 2, 5, and you're going to graph a line that pass through that. Okay? Now, so again, see the slope is, so it's going 3, 2, right? See the 3, 2. So the perpendicular line is rotating, so so we switch the numbers. Instead of going 3, 2, okay, it will go 2, 3, okay, and it's opposite, so it go down 2, 3. See that? Okay, remember it's negative reciprocal, right? This is 3, 2. The negative reciprocal will be negative 2 over 3. Okay, so again, slope is 3 over 2. See 3 over 2, so it go 3, 2, right? See it's go up 3, that's not. Go up 3, go over 2. So the slope is 3 over 2. That means the red line, the slope will be negative reciprocal. So the slope of that would be negative 2 over 3, right? Change the sign, flip it over, see that? Okay? So negative 2 over 3 means you start over here, right? It tells you have to go through 2, 5, right? So that would be your starting point. So you go negative 2 means you go down 2, go over 3. Okay? Go down 2, go over 3, put the point, draw the line. Okay? Okay. Let's go to example 5. Okay, roller coaster. During the climb on a Magnum XL 200 roller coaster, you move 41 feet upward for every 80 feet you move horizontally. So now you go up 41 over 40. Okay. At the crest of the hill, you have moved 400 feet forward. Okay. So that means this is 5 times that. That means you go 5 times as high as that. So be 5 times that would be 205, right? Okay, make a table. So make a table, show the height of the Magnum at every 80 feet. It moves horizontally. How high is the roller coaster at the top of the climb? So again, you make the table, right? So notice that every 41 feet go up, you go over 80, right? So you just keep, you just add 41, this one you add 80, add 80, right? So when you reach the highest point, 400, the height would be 205. Okay. So make a table, and it says write a fraction represent the height of the Magnum climbs for each foot it moves horizontally. What does the numerator represent? Okay. So again, if you look over here, so you make the table. So the slope is rise over run. Remember, that's a definition. So rise is 41 over 80. Okay, so that's the slope. Okay, so the numerator 0.5125 represents the slope of the slope in a decimal form. Okay, so see, use a graph. Another roller coaster, the Millennium Force climbs a slope of 1. At its crest, horizontal distance from the starting point is 310 feet. Compare this climb to that of the Magnum, which climb is steeper. Okay, so if you make the graph over here, so you can see that Millennium is more steep. Okay, so for this lesson, make sure you know how to use the slope formula. Make sure you know how to get the slope.